Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Fiddlin' Johnny. This is my fiddle channel and magic product review. And today I'm going to do a review of an effect that I think is great for Halloween, or if you really like to do sort of a dark, macabre type of a performance, this is great for that. But I'm going to set the stage for that before we begin with a little Chopin. So I think it's a little bit creepy for this time of year and fits this effect. All right, I hope that sets the stage well, because we are going to get into Dead Ringer by Jeff Stone. This is one dark effect that I really like. It may be or may not be right for you. Anyway, stick around, we'll talk about the effect and see if this is something you might be interested in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Really glad that you are here. I am tickled today to do this review. And maybe tickled isn't the right word because it's really kind of a dark routine. So it's, as I said in the intro, it's Dead Ringer from Stone Cold Magic, and it's done by Jeff Stone. He is the creator of this routine. So let's talk about what the heck is this effect. The premise is kind of dark in my opinion, which is why it appeals to me. You, as the performer, and one of your spectators will together play a game where you play, each one is a serial killer. And it's based upon a story of twin serial killers. So each one of you is essentially playing that role. You're going to show a series of old black and white photos, and you'll hand them, the spectator can freely look at them, they can shuffle them up, and they're going to place them face down onto the table. And each person in the game is going to, the spectator and the performer are each going to take a turn and place a skull on the back of one of those face down pictures to determine who is the next victim. And you do this until you get to the very end, until there's only one picture left. And in that final picture, it turns out that there's been an envelope, which I forgot to mention at the very beginning. You put an envelope, a black envelope of all things, in plain sight the entire time. And it turns out that the lone survivor, the person who didn't die in the process, is actually, of course, the serial killer, because they survived. And that in the envelope, the picture in the envelope is the picture of the twin that matches the twin of the surviving picture. So that's it. Works 100% of the time, every single time. And that is the routine. So where you're sort of pretty dark and playing the role of serial killers. And the final picture is, you know, the serial killer twins. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what you're going to get. Another thing I think I liked about this is that for this quality and level of a trick, there's no video tutorial. And I feel like, oh, this is great. It's a little bit old-fashioned in that you're going, rather than getting sort of photocopied instructions, you're going to get a PDF that's 33 pages in length that gives you the instructions on how to do the effect. It gives you the scripting and more. But so you're going to get that. I'll talk a little bit more about that in detail here in a little while. You're going to get that, but then you're also going to get these photos, and you're going to get 12 photos in all. And they're pretty cool looking photos, to be honest. They're old photographs, and each one of these essentially has a matching twin, all right? And you, as the performer, each time can decide a different person to be the actual serial killer. So you're gonna get 12 of those. They're high quality. There's nothing on the back. There's no sticky stuff, no magnets, none of that. You're gonna get 12 of those. You're also gonna get your black envelope to put your prediction in, and you're going to get this little vial here, little amber vial that is filled with little itty bitty skulls. And I'll see if you can see. They're pretty small, to be honest. Those are the skulls that you're gonna get, and you'll place those on the backs of the cards of each of those. So So you're going to get that, and then of course you get this kind of like nice little carrying case that it all comes in. So if you want to go into a gig and you're carrying it, you've got your little carrying case to bring it with you in. So that's what you're going to get. Let's talk a little bit about how are the instructions. So since you're not getting a video tutorial, which I usually would talk about that, you're going to get written instructions that come electronically in a PDF format. Now they are only in English. I don't know if they come in other languages, but I'm assuming English is the only ones, at least in terms of when I ordered it, that's what was available. They are really well written, has an easy flow to it, very easy to understand. There's nothing complex because the method is not really that complex. You're going to get a walkthrough of the effect and the scripting for the effect. I really liked the scripting and found myself practicing just reading the script because the language was really good in it and flowed really well. And it would be my recommendation is like, a lot of times I think, oh, come up with your own scripting, but the scripting in this is really just damn good. He'll also give you a history of the trick. You'll walk through the method, some of the pros and the cons of this method. Now this is not a new method, it's a method that's been around for quite a while to do this. And the nice thing about this method is that if you see like, oh, what if type questions, what do you do in this type scenario, it covers those and covers them really, really well so that you have, I don't want to use the word out, because that's not really the appropriate way in terms of, it's just about how you manage it. It's going to also give you some alternative presentations or alternative handlings with actually, you know, different methods. Like if you want to use equivoque, you could use equivoque, but that is not used in this at all. You're going to get some bonus feature as well and a finale. I realize I'm talking about it like it's as if bonus feature sounds like something on a video, but it's all in the PDF written instructions. So normally now I talk about how is the gimmick. There's no gimmick. These are simply props. And the props are nice. These are good quality, heavy stock paper that should last a long time. And, you know, if you want them to last longer, I suppose you could probably go and have these photocopied on nice paper just like this when they start to wear out. So the quality of these pictures are really good. You don't have to use all 6 in the performance. You can make it smaller if you want to shorten the routine. So you just have essentially maybe like 3 or 4 victims and the serial killer. You can do it that way as well. You're getting this vial, comes with the actual skull heads as well, and they're all good. They're all fine, great quality. In fact, you can do the routine without the skull heads if you want to. That's also an option if you want to sort of not go quite dark, or you're not carrying them with you. You don't have to carry them with you in order to do it. All right, so I think the gimmicks are all great, or the props I should say, are all really great. Let me talk a little bit just about what the pros and the cons are here. I think this is really great for Halloween. Because it is bloody dark in terms of playing the role of the serial killer. And once you read the script for it, I think you sort of can really add that level of darkness to it. That may not fit everybody. So, but for me, from a pro point of view, it's great for Halloween. Or if you like doing dark, sort of more macabre type of presentations, boy, this would be right up your alley for that. There's no sleight of hand here involved at all. You don't have any angle issues to worry about, and it's going to work 100% every single time. So it's great in that respect. The method that's going to be taught in this, if you don't already know what the method is, you could take this method and apply it to maybe other routines that you would like to create, or it's a method that's used for other routines as well. If you like spectator involvement, this is fantastic for spectator involvement because they are going to be making the choices. They are truly free choices in terms of who is the next victim of the serial killer. Let's talk a little bit about some of the cons. It's a pretty dark, macabre sort of story. Like, you're playing the role of a serial killer, and that may be too dark for for time and place. So you have to really determine what is the right time and place for this type of an effect. And for a lot of people, it's just too dark and you won't have the right setting. If you're performing for kids, no, this is not something you would probably perform for kids, I would think. So, or I certainly wouldn't. I think it's a little too dark for that. And so I really say you really need to know your audience when you're performing this. And I'd say you'd have to be pretty careful and just be sensitive to if folks have histories of violence or murders that may have occurred in their life. So, you know, just something to think about. I would also say, boy, I would love to see the instructions in multiple languages, and maybe Jeff Stone has them in multiple languages, and I'm just not aware of that. But I would love for more of the world to have their hands on this, as it's just a kind of a fun, cool effect. There is no full uncut performance. In the teaser, there's a trailer that describes really well, with no lies, in terms of what, how the effect goes and how it works. So I don't have any problem with that. But it would have been nice to see a full uncut performance once you receive the actual purchase of this product. So that's a con. But to be honest, the instructions were written so well. Doesn't matter, because there's no sort of having like, how do you get into the effect and how do you get out of the effect? There's nothing of that. There's no slides to have to learn and sort of see what they look like. So it's not really necessary, to be honest. Let's talk a little bit about the skill level. And I would have to say, if you watch my reviews, take this section always with a grain of salt, because I don't think I have a good perspective as to skill level sometimes. When I go to the Murphy's Magic website, because this product is distributed through Murphy's Magic, or you can get it directly from Jeff Stone's web page as well. But at Murphy's Magic, it says that it is intermediate level. Now, I personally find it to be beginner level in terms of, from a skill perspective. I don't know how it would be intermediate, but Murphy's does describe it as intermediate, and maybe that's because from a performer perspective, you have to have a sense of your audience, and again, time and place, and that sort of might be a skill that might be suited for somebody who's not a beginner. But I sort of feel like a beginner could do this once they've read the instructions. So, but know that I think it's beginner level. Murphy's Magic has tagged it as intermediate level. Take that as you may from there. Who's going to like this? I think it's great for mentalists, because it's essentially a prediction effect. And so if you're a mentalist, you're going to like it. If you are a dark themed parlor worker, you're doing Halloween shows, it's going to be great for you. I think, you know, it just makes for a great Halloween routine. It's nice too, like you can carry this, you could do it for a walk around, but again, in a walk around, it would have to be the right sort of themed party in order to do this. But I think those are who are going to like it. What does it cost? It costs in the United States $39.95 or $40, rounded up there in United States dollars. So I think for what you get, it's reasonably priced. I think you just have to determine whether it's right for you or not. Nothing's going to break. Your pictures will eventually get worn out, but that might make them actually kind of cooler, to be honest. That's what it cost, $40. All right. I hope this is helpful. I'm going to give you my opinion. I really, really like this effect a lot. I like it because it's pretty dark. And I think in the right setting, this can be really, really cool as part of a presentation. And it's great for this time of year. But it's not going to be for everybody in terms of fitting your character. So I think it really has to come down to, does it fit your character or not? So, all right, that's it. If you have it, leave a comment. I reviewed this because one of you viewers out there had recommended this to me, and I think you know who you are. Thank you for recommending it. Glad that I got it, because this will be something I'm going to actually use. But if you got it, leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about it. Leave a comment no matter what, just to say hi. It always helps with the algorithms in YouTube. If you leave a comment, helps promote the channel, which I would really appreciate it. And hit that like button. It's absolutely free. So thanks everyone. I'm glad that you're here, and I hope that this was helpful for you. I'm Fiddlin' Johnny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.